Hey folks, it's the Wizard of Wizard Mo Games, and we are at the Wizard's table. As promised, I am back now to show you another 10 game. Previously, I showed you how to play Tin Helm. I didn't go through the whole playthrough. There are plenty of videos out there on that. You can go see the Dungeon Dive or the Game Night, Knight. They do a lot of playthroughs on this, especially the Game Night. He uses all the different character combinations, but I just wanted to give you a brief tutorial on how to play the game. And if you're interested in it, go on over to the Game Crafter and you can order these up. And if you're interested, you can order multiples, and save on shipping. So I'll put a link in the description to the previous teach on Tin Helm, and then you can look at that. I'm going to breeze over stuff here, assuming you know some of what I've been talking about. Once again, everything comes in this little tin, with the exception of the mat. And I bought the 10 realm mat because I have both of them, and they both play on this mat just as easy. In the little tin itself, you're going to get a complete set of rules, two-sided. Tells you how to set it up, how to explore your turn sequences, explains your icons, how combat works, and how the game plays overall. It's going to come with characters as well, and these characters are interchangeable between Tin Helm. So are the loot cards, and I'm not sure that you're going to run into the same enemies or not. But you choose the character and then you flip it over and you choose the class. So I have chosen the Wood Elf, and then I flipped over and got a Ranger card. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how the Ranger works. It comes with two little red dice plus the little icon or the little meeple and a bunch of these trackers. It does come with the tracker cards, but because they're printed on the mat, I'm going to go ahead and take those and toss them into the tin. I'm replacing their little dice with some bigger ones so that you can see what I'm rolling. We'll put those over there. I do have a couple of rules cards here for reference for campsite and water, for food and poison. Poison is introduced in this, which is a really cool mechanic as well. And then I am going to put the remaining trapping card in here. And we're going to set it over here. All right, so up here, the difference in this game, instead of delving through a dungeon, you have found the 3 shards. And now you are on an overland trip to take that information and those shards to, I believe, the king. And so the only way to win this one is to get from start to finish over this map in 7 days, or you lose. Now, what's really cool about this is that the map is two-sided as well. So there is a path that is a shorter path, and there is a path that is a longer path. So every one of these are two-sided, and some of them have 3 stops, some of them have 4 stops. And so you could go anywhere from the 12 to the 16 stops and mix and match any way that you want. They also have icons on these maps that you can stop along the way at campfires, water, campfires, and you can treat them. If you land on them or pass them on your turn, you can treat them as if you had found them while you're going overland. So we will start here. So the Wood Elf has 7 health. The Ranger gives an additional 4. So I'm starting at 11 health to begin with. And we've added now this cube, which is a poison cube. So some of the monsters in here and some of the places that you hit, the traps, can poison you. And what happens, your poison starts at the bottom of your health and works its way up. And if your health ever drops to the point, or the poison ever gets to the point to where they meet, you die. That's just it. So here I have enough health to overcome the poison, but if the poison ever got to here and I took some damage, I am overcome and I expire. So we're going to take this and put it down on the bottom. So that's a new mechanic introduced, and so you're going to want to try to wipe that poison out, get it off, especially if your health starts getting low. Sort of gives a little more stress in the game, and a sense of urgency to get moving and get this poison off of you. So I'm at 11 health to start. My energy is at 12. I still have my food tracker. The elf actually starts with 1. I have no favor currently. And then I track monster health here. And this is the sundial representing the 7 days. So a full round through this overland adventure. And then we will change the day. And again, I only have 7 days to get there. Now I do have an additional add-on. Oh, let me go over here. If I use energy, the attack value is +2. If I use 2, it's 5. And if I use 3, it's +7. When I resolve the Grove card, which is one of these white cards that we discussed earlier, you encounter these things along the way. So I have 8 different places that I can encounter along the way. I would gain a favor, and I can also spend 4 favor to escape the labyrinth, where I think you actually have to spend food to escape the labyrinth. So that's cool. The wood elf says, hey, I'm going to get out of here. Her starting gear is a short bow and a raven. So with the short bow, attacks with the short bow defeat they deal 1 additional damage to enemies with armor. So basically it negates the 1 point of armor. If they had 2, then they would only be 1, but that's what it's doing, is basically giving you bonus damage to bust through armor. That's pretty cool. It's piercing. And then the raven, once per dungeon level, you may spend 1 food to skip your enemy's turn to attack. So you're going to give some food to the raven. The raven's going to distract the enemy, and they don't get a turn. Get to attack this turn. So that's pretty cool. It could be a life-saving thing. Here, Raven, go distract them and go from there. That covers that. We got the overland. We've got a deck of enemies. There are new enemies. There are bonus enemies in there. Deck of loot cards, and there are bonus loot cards in there that got from the gnome pack. But in this, there were originally 12, which is 6 different overland things, but there's a bonus one that's added in here, so there's 13. And I believe that if you use them as pairs, you decide to, you're going to encounter the first one, or you're going to flip it and encounter the second one. When we get down to where there's only 1 left, we're just going to toss that into the pile, shuffle it, and start it back up. So that'll mix that 13th card in there, and you may or may not run into it. And that's also going to give you 1 card each day that you're not even going to encounter. So that's cool. So how this works is very similar to Tin Helm. I'm going to see this top card, and the difference in these cards, I'm going to put a couple of them out. We'll try to keep the same order. If you look at these, they have some icons on the left side and the right side of each card. So how we move across this map to get from space to space to space to get to our final destination is that whenever we complete a particular room of the dungeon, overland encounter, we're going to take that card, and actually the 13th card doesn't matter. We're going to take that card and we're going to put it up here in the tableau. And what you can do with this tableau, each time you take a card, it might force a decision on you as to which way to go, because you can match up these icons. And there are mountains, and there are forests, and there are lakes, but there are also skulls. And if you match up icons that represent, like this one represents forests in the center there, when they connect, you get to move a space forward on the map. So then the next encounter, you might see this one on top and say, you know, I don't think I want that. I want this one, because if I win it, I get to put it up against this and move another space on the map. So now you can see how the pictures are sort of connecting to each other. Now you can always put mismatched icons, and it's okay to do that, but you can never pull these apart and stick something up in between them. Now, something to watch out for, and yeah, I'm destroying my deck here, but that's fine. Let's get it down here. All right, something to watch out for. If you ever reach a situation to where two skulls meet up with each other, that's bad. You're probably going to have one on either end and then end up getting a skull card. When you do, you're actually going to gain, I believe, 3 poison. And no, you're going to gain poison and you're going to move backwards 3 spaces on the track. And I think lose half your health as well. So definitely want to avoid putting those skulls together. And the added card, I believe, is one that has, it's either the Pyramid, has 2 skulls, but a treasure chest, or the Dead Field, which has 2 skulls. So I've added 1 bonus card in here that has double skulls on it. And because we are putting cards into the tableau, when you finish the day, you're going to shuffle all that stuff back in. So you only have so many opportunities to piece them together and move forward on the map. They're not going to stay out in between days. When the day ends, you pick up all the terrain, and your adventure begins anew, and you've got 7 days to make it happen. So I'm going to give you a couple of playthrough things here. Looks like we have everything set up, so let's give it a shot. There's a deep wood. It says there's a monster. Well, I like that it has woods on either side of it, but I don't want to fight a monster right away. But maybe I should, because I've taken no damage. Let's go ahead and resolve this one. So I'm going to take this one. That's good, because this Dead Field showed up next. And then I'm going to use this to tell me what I encounter. And look at that. I have encountered a random monster in the deep wood. An enemy card. So we're just going to shuffle these up. Normally you would just dig through here and find the enemy that it lists on the card. And again, there are some bonus enemies in here. So let's just rip one up and look what we're looking at. A Skullum. I think he's probably a pretty beefy guy. So he has 5 health plus the dungeon level, so he is at 6 health. Okay, I'm not too worried about that. I am worried about his 3 initial attack. That's bonus attack damage that he gives. This guy's pretty beefy. He also has 3 shields. But fortunately, I have this bow, and I can get additional damage to him, and he gives 2 favor. But it says, if you miss your attack against the Skullum, you must take 2 damage immediately. What? Oh, man. And he's undead. He's got a little symbol on the bottom that says he's undead. And he may be undead, but I think I'm about to be, yes, dead. So I will attack first, because it does not say anything otherwise. And if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it big. I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3 energy to give myself +7 to my attack and hope like heck that I do not roll doubles. I'm going to get an additional damage because of my short bow, so I'm giving a +8 against this guy. If I can get through his 3, that means I need a 5, I need a 6. Can I do it? Let's see, what I'm at. 7, 8, +8. And I got 2 here, so I'm doing 10. Less the 3 is 7. He has 6. I took him out. I spent a lot of energy to do it, but I did take him out. And because I took him out, I'm going to gain 2 favor. Let's just stick him back on the top. So this favor can come into play when you visit certain locations. It'll tell you to gain or lose or whatever. So I'm going to discard this card, and I get the deep wood will go up here into my tableau. I've not matched anything, so I'm not moving. But now I get to see this next card. And I see there is an enemy, which they seem more powerful, but there is a campsite, which can help recover some of my stuff. And there's some woods on it. And if I get this high nest card and match it up, I get to start moving overland. So I'm going to go ahead and say, yes, let's encounter the high nest. And we're going to flip over the dead oak. And the dead oak says, the monster enemy that you are fighting is the crawlbone. I think that's like a skull with little legs on it. Let's see. Death Mage, crawlbone. There he is. I'm just going to stick him. I'm going to stick him there. That's him. That's him right there. He's the crawlbone. So we're going to put him right there. I'm going to pop those enemies back down. So this guy has 4 plus the dungeon level. So he will be at 5 health. He has 0 attack power, bonus attack. He does have 2 shields and he's worth 1 favor. You lose 1 energy every time the crawlbone successfully hits during combat. So he's draining my energy away. And he is undead. Alright, so I need to fight him first, and I'm going to have to decide how I want to do this. 4, 5. He has no armor. So the short bow is not going to do anything for me. It only against the armor enemies. If he's at 5, I could go for the guarantee. I could roll and hope for 3. You know what? I'm just going to guarantee it. I'm going to use 2 energy to give myself plus 5. Actually, it's not guaranteed. If I roll doubles, it's a miss. If they roll doubles, it's a miss. So I'm hoping to get past this guy. Let's see. Look at that. I rolled a 1. The difference between the dice is 1. Plus 5 is 6. And 6 is enough to take him out because, oh no. Oh, yeah. So I do get 1 additional. So let's try this again. He does have armor. I don't know why I was thinking he didn't. So the short bow is going to help. I was looking at his attack. Deep breath. Let's recalculate this. Are we ready? I got a 1. Plus 5 is 6. Plus 1, because of his armor, is 7. 7 minus 2 for his armor means I do 5 to him, and it does kill him. So there. Take that. Crawlbone, go crawling back to where you came from. And because of that, oh, now we have a campfire. And the campfire says, according to my cheat sheet, I can gain 2 health and 1 energy, or I can search to gain a food. Well, I'm good on health, and my energy has gone down, but let's just gain a food. Let's gain a food. So we will discard this, and now I have the high nest. We're going to take the high nest and pair it up here, and I have 2 forest icons forming a circle, and I'm going to move forward 1 on my journey. So I need to connect as many of these up per day because I have 7 days, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 that I have to get through in 7 days. Seems like you should be able to do that. I don't know. All right, so next, I see the dark pool. Well, look at this. There is, that looks like mountains on that side, and I could connect it there. That's mountains on this side, but that's a forest over there. But the dark pool might be worth looking into. I will have to fight somebody. I think I need to get moving across this map, and I could hit a campfire at some point, and water is going to give me food, and I can eat food for energy. So let's go ahead and face it, just because I should be able to match those mountains up. And good, because those were double water. They wouldn't have gone on to anything. Let's flip it. Boom. Guess what? We're facing dark rats, and then we get water. So let's see what these dark rats do. There they are. They have 2 health, plus 1 is 3. 0 additional attack, 0 defense. Oh, did I get my favor from that skull guy? I should have got 1 favor from him. Bink, thank you. Alright, I always forget to do that, and I forget to use these. So the dark rats, they look fairly simple to take out. Why don't we just, let's spend a single energy just to get +2 to our roll. Look at that, 4 plus 2 is 6. No shields. We wipe him out. Dark rats, go away. And gain your favor, please. Now I'm thinking I may have gained that favor before, but I don't recall. I should have had 1, 2, unless I got 2 from one of the enemies. So let's look and see. I think I did. I think that big dude gave me 2. Yeah, so I should be at 4. I just don't want to shortchange myself. So this goes away. And do we want to match the mountains? Yes. So far, this, hey, look at me, man. I'm almost off the first card, and we've still got half a day left here. All right, let's move on. What's this? Well, this one's got some forest on it, but it also puts a skull on the right side of the map. Oh, but if I can get onto that second card in the first day, that's going to be major progress. And again, it's the easy map, but still. I'm going to have to fight a monster, but there's a treasure. Let's go for it. So I'm going to flip this down. We're going to flip the pyramid, and it says the monster is... The enemy is a dire wolf. Well, let's see how dire he is. There he is. Oh, he is pretty dire. He's not one of those little guys. He's the dire version. He's going to have 5 health. He has 2 attack power. He has no defense, and he is worth 1 favor. Wolves always attack first in combat. Well, you may avoid combat with the dire wolf by spending 1 food. I don't think that keeps me from getting that. You know, I've got an extra food. Let's do it. Come on. The favor. What am I at for? Yeah, let's spend a food. Say, here, Wolfie, eat this. And throw it over there. And he runs after it and jumps off the cliff and goes away. So second part of this is a treasure. It's called Sun's Edge. So this is the first time in both of these teach plays that I even got a loot card. Sun's Edge. So we have antidote, tree heart, smoke dust, pipeweed, elixir, redemption, trail map, cleaver, and oh, there it is, Sun's Edge. So this is a loot that I get. I'm going to put it in my loot slot. When in combat against an undead enemy, you inflict an additional 2 damage on successful hits. Well, good. So now I can bust through armor, and I can work on undead. I like that. Wood Elf is equipped. And that completes the encounter, gets me this. And the reason why I'm okay with this skull right now is because I've only got a few more encounters left, and I wanted to see how far I could get. I have matched this up. So far, everything is just lovely. I have moved further. Now, this doesn't mean that I won't end up getting kicked backwards, but so far it's looking pretty good. Again, it is the easiest map, but a prime how to play this game, how it works. All right, so Vile Shores, what do I got? I've got water on one side, mountains. It would be a mismatch. At least it's not a skull. If I did get a double skull, I'd be able to stick it on that end, but then I would have a skull on either end, and I've got more. I shouldn't be looking at those. I've got more cards. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention. I don't want to go against a trap and a monster, an enemy, so I'm going to skip it. So this will be what I encounter at the obelisk, and yeah, look at it. It's terrible. All right, a trap. I lose 2 energy. Oh my. But I get a treasure, and it's random. So let's see what kind of randomness we can find. And usually in here, you're looking at it and you're saying, Bill, Wizard, I want that one. No, you don't. You want that one, don't you? I knew it. What did we get? Pipeweed. I leave it up to the viewing audience to pick it. So the pipeweed, I'm just going to move these little guys over here. You may discard this card along with 1 food to gain 2 health, 2 energy, and to advance 1 space on the map card. Oh wait, I'm gaining health and energy by smoking pipeweed and eating a bunch of Fritos. And advance 1 space on the map card. Ooh, we're getting close to the end. I've only got 1 food, but I get to keep it. Man, that might help me get to the end, closer to the end. That's awesome. So let's take this, discard it. Let's take this. I'm going to match this. No, it's just going to leave a skull there. Let's put this water here. So because those don't match, you see skull and mountains. They put water on one side, but I do not get to move any further on the track. And now we are coming down to these. This has a forest, which won't match, and that, the Lost Spring. Something, water. Oh yeah, water will get me food, and that. Let's go to the Lost Spring. So let's go ahead and move this over, and that water would have matched. Dang! That's fine. Let's flip it and see what we're going to get. Random is altar. So now we're going to refer to these. We have a wanderer, crossroads, there's the altar, a labyrinth, but hey, there's even more. An oak warden, a campsite, a grove, and water. So you just refer to these, whip it out, set them aside, and see what it says. The altar says, you may gain a blessing from the altar based on your current level on the favor track, which is, did I gain favor the last time? I was at 4 and I fought one more enemy and I can't remember what it was. Dark rats. No, it was the wolf and I skipped it, so I don't get his favor. Well, there you go, Mr. Direwolf. So let's go back here. I'm at 4. It wouldn't matter because 4 to 6. I gain 1 health and 1 energy. I'm still at full health, and I will gain an energy, putting me back to 5. I need some energy bad. So that was the altar. Great encounter there. Let's see what we got. Water. We can look for food. I roll a single die. If I roll a 5 or 6, I have found it, and I did not. I was just too tired. Too tired. That pipeweed sitting in my pocket, waiting. All right, and then a campsite. And the campsite says you either rest or search. If you rest, gain 2 health and 1 energy. My health is good, my energy's low. But if you search, you gain a food. Let's gain the food, because we are coming to the end of this. Actually, this will be the end of it, because this will go away. This is mountain. It doesn't matter which side I put this on. It's not going to match up for movement on the track. And this is only 1 left, so it will get discarded. So now what we've done, we've reached the end of day. So we're going to move to day 2. The enemies are now 1 stronger. These enemies go to 11. So they are 1 stronger. Feed your adventurer. I have to eat some food. You get hungry traveling along. And then shuffle all these up and go for it from there. So not bad for the first day. I moved 3 spaces on the track. That's pretty cool. So I shuffle these up, put them all together. I have not sleeved these, but I probably should, because they do get a lot of manipulation. All right, here we go. Lost Spring. So I'm starting on a new tableau of cards. Let's see. I like either side of this. I like that looking for food, and I like that campfire is going to give me some more energy. Or food. Food, depending on whether I get food. Let's go to the Lost Spring and get us a nice set of forest and mountains. So we'll grab the Lost Spring and we'll pull this bone rock over, and it says I've got a random encounter with the Oak Warden. So the Oak Warden is this dude right here. The Oak Warden will grant you one of the following blessings if you spend the favor indicated. If I spend 1, I gain 3 health. If I spend 1, I gain 2 energy. If I spend 2, I remove all poison. Oh, and if I spend 3, I move 1 space on the map cards. So there's other things in here, just like in Tin Helm, you have like 5 different ways that you can acquire the crystals, which I didn't acquire any in my little teach through. But in this one, it looks like this is one of the spaces that you can do it. It means I'm going to have to fight some monsters, but that's fine. Let's spend 1, 2, 3 favor and move. And guess what? I've landed on a campfire. But let's finish resolving this card. Search for food. I did not find it with a mere 2. And then this is a camp. So I could gain 2 health and 1 energy, or I can just gain a food. I think the food is going to be more beneficial to me. Perfect. And now I can do this campfire. And with this campfire, I will gain 2 health and 1 energy, putting me at 6 on the energy track. And that was a free movement. So we're going to discard this. I'm going to put the Lost Spring out here in the tableau. Well, now I see the pyramid. He's got a treasure on it. I don't want to do that. It's got 2 skulls on it. So let's flip it. Which means I have to do the obelisk. The obelisk says there's a trap. Oh, but it does nothing. The wood elf was able to avoid the trap. And there's a treasure. What is it? The Sun's Edge. I already have that. And it's a duplicate. I'm going to go sell it at a vendor for gold. All right. That was pretty quick. Let's get rid of this. So I have a skull and water, so I'm just going to put it against the forest here. No bueno. No connection. This is a dark pool. It's got mountains on both sides, which could match here, but I got to fight a monster. But that's okay. I need the favor. I need some more favor. So let's fight this monster. We'll move it here, and this is how we'll resolve it. It's going to be dark rats. We fought them before. They were easy. All right, there they are. Dark rats, 2. But we're on level 2, so they are going to have 4 health. Look at that, 4 health on day 2. They're getting stronger. Oh, I forgot, when you defeat them, you get a food. That's what I get, because you're eating the dark rats. Okay. So dark rats it is. I have to do 4. I have to do 4. Let's spend 1 of my energy, which is waning. Let's see if we can do. That's going to give me +2 to my attack. Oh my. Doubles. This is the first time it's come up. A doubles is always a miss. Doesn't matter how much bonus you have, how much extra damage you do. It's a miss. I missed. It's a walk-off. Burned energy for nothing. So now the dark rats get to fight back. And they don't get any bonus. They're just going to do what they do best. They're going to, oh my goodness, they're going to bite me for 5 health. 5. Holy moly. Let's go to the health. I'm at 11. I'm down to 6 because this dark rat bit me. Let's drop in. Let's drop 2 energy this time. I mean, it's overkill. It's going to give me +5. I need to take these guys out. And oh, yes, you witnessed it here. I've got bigger dice to show you that I rolled snake eyes twice in a row. That's a miss. My energy is waning. I have very little left. You know what I'm going to do? We're in the middle of combat. I wonder if I can do this in combat or not. Other things allow you to modify your attacks during combat. I want to discard my pipeweed and a food to gain 2 health and 2 energy. And advance 1 space. What do you think of that? I'm just going to stick it over there. Now let's see what he does. I don't know if I can do it in the middle of combat like that. Hold on, Dark Rats. I'm going to light up some pipeweed and then we can continue from there. And the Dark Rat says, well, I'm going to hit you for 1 more. So that's fine. I'm feeling a little bit better than I did earlier. Thanks. You're nice. So I'm going to spend I'm going to spend 2. I'm going to spend 2 for +5. It's good that I did. I got 1 + 5 is 6. It's enough to take him out. Boy, that was a costly Dark Rat, and I gain a single favor out of it. Oh, but I also gain a food because I got to eat that little sucker. All right, go on over there. You make me mad. That was just the combat. Now I get to search for food again. And no food. I never find food. Over here, and we're going to pair up mountains. And because of that pair up, we are now on the 3rd card. All I got to do is get to the finish. You get to the finish, and it's done. So I'm looking at what I have out here, and I've got water on one side. I've got mountains on the other. This has water on the wrong side and mountains on the wrong side. But it's also a trap and a question mark. So I'm going to skip it. And maybe a good choice, maybe not. The old fairy is going to give me a water connection if I get it, but I do have to fight a brigand first. So let's go find the brigand. I don't think I've ever run into this guy before. There he is. Oh, and I see why I don't want to. All right, so he is at 4 health +2. It's going to put him at 6. He has 1 attack when he attacks me. He's got 1 defense, but my short bow will negate that. And he's worth 1 favor. Brigands always attack first. You may avoid combat with a brigand by discarding a loot or trapping card. No. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let him get away with that. Are you crazy? I'm a wood elf. I'm a wood elf ranger. Some brigand? I'm going to take this dude down. Of course, he's going to attack first, and he gets +1 on whatever he rolls. I said, okay, bring it on, brigand. I just fought some Dark Rats. Look, you got me 3 points of damage. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm down to 4. Not good. Not good on the health scene here. So I need to come back and hit him as hard as I can. He's sitting at 6. I could have used 2 of my 3 energy to give me +5 on my roll and stay away from those snake eyes. Look at that. I got 1 + 5 is 6. Plus this is 7. Less his shield is 6. It's enough to take him out. Goodbye, Mr. Brigand. Walk away. Give me my 1 favor as you go and get back over there. Not looking good. However, we just paired up a water, and this moves us over here to a water spot, which means I can roll, and I still can't find food. This is a double skull. Nobody wants that. That's one of those double scullers. I've got a mountain here, and I've got a water on this side. My health is so very low. I don't see anything. When I resolve the Grove. Did I resolve the Grove? I don't remember. I gained one favor. I have to remember that special. I know this, I know that, I know this. I'm going to eat one food to gain 1 health, putting me back to 5. Even though I only have 1 energy left. Now, if you're out of energy, or if you don't want to spend energy, you can always just not roll and do a single point of undefendable damage. That's just a punch in the face. But if you get a guy that's down to 1 and it's like, oh man, you don't want to burn all the energy or roll the dice and possibly miss, you just say, poof, and punch him in the throat. All right, so this guy I'm going to skip. And when I do, this doesn't look good. Dead Oak. I meet the Wanderer. Hey, what's he doing? Wandering around. Maybe he's going to help me out. Let's see. Alter Wanderer. You may trade any loot card with the Wanderer for any available trappings cards. Or you may ask the Wanderer for directions, which will move you 1 space on the map cards. Yo, dude, do you know which way it is? Yeah, this way. Cool. Thanks, dude. And a campfire. That would be 2 health and 1 energy. I believe. Let's read it. 2 health and 1 energy, or you can search for food. I needed the health and the energy, but what I have here is a funky skull and some forest. Let's bury the skull against the mountainside here. So I have woods and water. Here's some woods. I got to fight a guy. It's probably the last encounter, but that would move me to a campsite and I could heal. Let's go fight a guy. Let's do it. So there it is, and we're going to flip this one. Boom. The dude is the Bane Spider. I have to find and fight the Bane Spider. Okay. Let's see what he is. Pop. He has 4 health, plus the dungeon level puts him at 6. He has 1 attack me, 0 shields, and 1 favor. You gain 1 poison every time the Bane Spider successfully hits during combat. Well, let's just prevent that from happening. He has no armor, so my bow is useless. He's not undead, so my Sun's Edge is useless. I don't want to skip the encounter, so let's just... I have 2 energy. Do I burn it all? I'm going to a campsite next. Let's burn it all. Roll it, add 5 to my attack. And it's 1 plus 5 is 6. And 6 is just enough to kill him. How balanced is this that it's all within a point? 6. He has no shields. Goodbye. Gain 1 favor. And Bane Spider goes to the top of the deck. Thank you, kind sir. We will bury the Bane Spider. And over here, we are going to add a forest. It's going to move me onto a campsite. Yes, I'll gain 2 health and an energy. And that was the last room. So now we are on day 3. And look at me. I am skippity-doo-dah almost there. I'm going to take all of these. We're going to shuffle them up good. Folks, I might get there on the 3rd day. Of course, confidence. 1 energy. I'm at 9 health, which is actually pretty good. I don't have any poison. I have 1 food, which guess what? It's between rounds, and I must feed myself. I have fed myself. I had advanced the day. We are trying to get these guys all schmuffled up. And let's see where we are. Bone Rock. Well, if I do this, I don't want to do it. I'm skipping the Bone Rock. Let's skip it. And we are at Lover's Rest. Question mark. The Oak Warden. What does he want to do for me? I forget. I don't remember this. Oh, I can spend favor for things. 1, 2, 3. Move 1 space. Thank you. We're 1 space away, folks. That was him. And then water is search for food. Will we find? Oh, we found some food, folks. We found some food. Nice. So we'll stick this up here. There's water. This has water on it. Boy, it's treacherous. Oh, let's do it. Let's face it. We're going to face it. We're going to go against this. We're going to flip it. And it says the trap is lose 2 energy. I only have 1. It's gone. Whew. A treasure, a random loot card. Folks, are you watching this? Let's get us a random loot. I'm going to let you pick it. You're going to look at it. There's 3, 6, there's 7 cards, and everybody in there says, you know what they say? They always say pull the middle. They're not. You're saying pull that one, and that's what I did. Smoke Dust. It says, once per level, you may negate all damage from a single attack from an enemy. That's cool. You know, I don't think it's going to matter. We have encountered, we're placing the water versus the water. Boom. I made it there. I shall rest for the evening before I go speak to the king. And that is how it's played, folks. I think we touched on everything here. Character creation, the loot cards, how they work, the trappings, how these things pair together, how you fight monsters, how you encounter these guys, and the map, along with the cards and the little tokens here. Hey, that was a successful playthrough. Tin Helm. Go to Game Crafter, pick them up. I recommend the mat, but you don't need it. You can lay it out just fine. This just makes it look a little bit better. Anyway, I'm the Wizard of Wizard of Mo Games. This is the Wizard's Table, and man, I did 2 today. So we'll see you next time. Later.